step to step, for step to step, for step to step forward. For step to step, for step to step, for step. And a 1 and a 2, a 3 and a 4, a 5 and a 6 and a 7, 8, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, grapevine. Light.
Well, tap is back in a much lighter form than it was. The old type of really dancing every day, all day. We used to dance 10 hours a day. I mean, there was any room in here. You heard people tapping every minute. It was always a challenge. Each one would show you different new steps that they've learned. It was really, really exciting, and it is. Once people learn to tap and they hear their rhythm, you know, it's like playing an instrument. You really enjoy it, you know. And what I try to do, I've never let it stop. I'm the only teacher in New York, or maybe 1 or 2 others, maybe, that when it died didn't stop, because I know what it did for me.
Go. Your boots on your toes. Knees together. 2. The boots, the kick. The boots, the step. The boots, the step. The kick. Keep your feet together. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 to 2.
I pound my kids because I know, as you've seen some of the kids there, they have feet like gold. They're as good as any tap dancer. They can dance well as I can or anyone else. But I trained them the way I was trained from my teacher, who was supposed to be considered one of the greatest of all, Ernest Carlos. He taught everybody in the business. And I just carried the ball.
Come on, keep it. Back. Come on, smile. All right, we all know it. Can you do that tempo? 5, 6, 7, go.
Real art is really lost, and when the old-timers go, all those great, you know, hoofers from the old days, it's going to be sad, I think, if someone doesn't try to keep it alive somehow.
Would like to convey that we know the origin of all rhythmic dances they are doing today. Europe gave the world the classics and the ballet, but America didn't have a damn thing in the culture in any way until we came along with that tap of our feet and gave the world that feeling with a rhythmic beat and presenting in a copacetic way the African dancers in that great rock base. Bring it on! Okay.
Stephen.
Okay, thanks a lot, kids. Wow, we little more. Well, that's how I'd like to say that is one of the richest Four Stepbrothers routine, but you kids just do what I taught you. Oh, wow. That goes back to 1922. So you kids are very fortunate. Today it's like new. It's old then, but it's new now. And I appreciate you kids doing this for me. All right. And thanks a lot, okay? All right. Yeah. All right, kids. Thanks a lot.
Like you said, when not people like you, hey, it could be people like us.
All right, that's good. I appreciate that.
All right? Let's keep dancing.
South Carolina, where I first started trying to learn how to dance. And my mother, we used to wash clothes, and this old professor in school. And we used to wash clothes for him, and we weren't allowed on the streets down at that particular time in Charles, South Carolina. So we had to dance in the middle of the street. And while we were going at night before 6 o'clock, because no Negroes was allowed on the streets after dark, because that was the law then. But right then and there is where I started trying to buck dance, which is something like this. I'll show you the buck dance in a while. Buck dance is this thing. And I was a one-leg dancer, and I told my mother, I said, Mom, I want to dance. And then again, I used to go into the movies, and we used to sneak under the movies and the circus come, and we used to see the movies, and we used to see those little dancers dancing there. And this was what I got carried away with. So then I told my mother, let's go. I don't know, we can go. She said, well, Maceo, I want to go to New York City where we can open the laundry because we got so good on ironing and washing clothes. So my mother said, we got on a boat, so we got a passage coming on a cotton boat. This is 1921, I should say. And this boat brought us a roundabout way into New York. We finally arrived. And then when I got to New York, I heard about this has a club called the Hoofers Club, where dancers, Negro dancers, go on the Lafayette Theater. It was 132nd Street and 7th Avenue. And we used to go down there, and we would see various dancers. And one well-known man I can remember, his name was Bill Bojangles Robinson. And he was inspired of all Negro dancers because he was the dancer, and he would do the dancing. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
boy.
And one time there was Bubbles, Buck and Bubbles, which I heard about, but he wasn't as popular as then. This was 1923 now. And, well, we come down to see this Bubbles. And this Bubbles, he was great. He was just great. He was called Buck and Bubbles. The old team of Buck and Bubbles was a big hit. And then the Follies. Now, I'd like to show you how Bubbles dance. See, Bubbles do a rhythm.
See, I dance in two different ways. I dance like the white fellas and the colored fellas, and I put them together. So when you saw me, you didn't know who you was looking at, only by my color. Because I was doing slides that the Negroes hadn't thought of then. I do four-way slides, you know, and back slides and forward slides. I was doing everything that the white fella did. Because I knew what to do and how to do it. I took my partner out of school when he was 13 years old.
Who was your partner?
Buck. 13 years old, I went and talked to the principal about his hands being able to play piano. He could never learn in school, his hands could get him down because they have an opportunity to go to New York. And that was our first trip. In 1990, we went to New York, age 13 and 17. And we didn't look back.
Was it hard at that time for a black?
Was it hard? Was it hard? I should say it was. We had to put on cork to work the theater we were in at the time we were in Kentucky. We had to put on cork. You understand that?
No, what is that?
Black paint on our faces to cover up so the audience wouldn't know we were colored. At the same time, Al Joseph was putting on cork to keep him to know he was white. You see? And he was singing Mammy, Mammy, and I was singing Mammy O' Mine. You imagine that? It was something else. It was something else. You couldn't get in, nothing. And to get on the stage, my goodness, how can you get on the stage? This is like pulling hen's teeth to get on the stage. You had to be everything else but what you were in order to get on the stage. You had to be a porter, a bootblack, or you had to be anything. And everything else that would be below par to get on the stage. Then you had to be twice as good to be recognized. And 4 times as good to be put anywhere. We had to be awful superb. You know that. So look at us in the picture. Our talent surpassed Dick Powell's talent. But we weren't the stars of the film. But they want us in there because we were entertainers. You understand? Janitors. With Danny Kaye as janitor. As janitor. World great dancer, the world's good singer. Janitor. You understand that? Okay, now what can you do? What can you do?
You opened at the Cotton Club in 32. What was the Cotton Club like in 32? What was Harlem like?
It was beautiful. Well, that was what I can remember of it. It's great. Lena Horne and the chorus line, you know. All the girls were beautiful. I was young, but I knew beauty, even at that age. Sure. And, of course, I was working when I wasn't supposed to be working, because I was underage, you know. But being that everything was run by the mob in those days, you know. It didn't bother me.
Was there still excitement for you to play in Vegas, or is this...
Oh, yeah. Always, sure. Now, this working period is just... That's right. I'm going to have to show you how to do this.
In those movies like Stormy Weather, Orchestra Wild, and Sun Valley Serenade. I'm glad that's on film. But if they paid me enough money, I might do it again.
Are you nervous at all?
No.
Just another gig.
Just, yeah, they say, just... I used to get very nervous. Get nervous, I could get sick. When I was younger, much younger. Watch it now. My kind of time, Las Vegas is my kind of people do. People who admire you, and each time I roam, Las Vegas is calling me home. Las Vegas is one town that won't let you down. It's my kind of tempos and things, you know. First night always happens. Yeah. Everybody's excited anyway, you know. So you just kind of prepare for things like that, you know.
And there he goes.
Hey, you know, I'm on cloud nine. This show is so beautiful.
Oh,
It's like a beautiful show.
glad you like it, darling.
There's such a difference between people who get up there and do them and seasoned performers.
Right.
When y'all got up there and when Della got up there, I could have mercy, Jesus. Because here it be.
I'm very happy. Because the show was a big success. Right. And that makes me happy. And I think everybody is happy.
Can you still hear them clapping?
Always. In my sleep, I can hear it.
Is the applause still important?
Oh, the applause. Oh, that's important to every performer. He wants to hear this. Because if he doesn't hear it, you know, I must be slipping. But no.
Tapdancin is dead or died somewhere along the way is wrong. Because there's the big film thing in the 30s. Everybody knows that. Fred and Ginger and Eleanor. But like in the 40s when bebop came in and the drummers started getting outrageous, there were so many tap dancers that could keep up with that. And there were tap dancers that kept up with that. And those were the jazz tap percussionists. And that's like, those are my heroes, and that's where I really draw from. And those are people that could keep up with Dizzy Gillespie and Miles and all these people that were playing outrageous music and going outside and back and outside and back. And people like Baby Lawrence, who had been a jazz singer, could, like, keep up with that speed and complexity of bebop. Also, he could sing the melody with his taps. It was incredible. And he was an incredible ad-lib dancer, and you had to be. And so anyway, all this was happening in the 40s, and it's not recorded. And if you weren't in these very small places in Harlem, you might think that tap was dead during this time. But these people were moving, and like maybe 70s, they started asking them to the jazz festival, like the Monterey Jazz Festival. And they would just, oh, this is great. When all along, they've been working and struggling all that time. And for me, when I see that history, I don't see any time when it died. It's just whether you were in tune to it. And of course, Hollywood was so restricted for these great artists that the majority of the country has no idea they exist. They know Bill Robinson. And maybe a few people have seen Stormy Weather, know the Nicholas Brothers. But few people know Chuck Green or Baby Lawrence or Honey Cole, any of those people, because they just didn't make it into the film. bubbling brown sugar in San Francisco. And when I found that out, it blew my mind. It was great. I read about him. He was with Colson Atkins, which is a duo, and they were well known for doing the slowest soft shoe ever, and which is an incredible thing. To dance fast is difficult, but to dance very slow takes an incredible amount of finesse and control. And so I went backstage and said, I'm a tap percussionist. Can you come over? And he said, I'll be there tomorrow. So he came over, and we did a lot of different things. I was very nervous, of course. Here was Honey Cole. He said, well, show me your time step. Oh, my God. And so when Honey saw how I worked, we were friends. Because, you know, instead of working high, like this, you know, I already knew how to use my heels some. And his hero is John Bubbles, who was the one who brought the heels in.
Honey and I did what was called a variety act. We did some of everything, and we tried to make it all good. We did some comedy, we did some good singing, and we also did some very good dancing. So we were together, incidentally, 18 years. Many times I've been asked that question, why Colson Atkins threw in the towel. Sometimes it's very difficult to weather the storm, to come out of it with some desire to remain in it. You know, it's a very cruel business, because it's very demanding.
We were working, I've forgotten the agent's name, but he booked us every week in the Academy of Music, 14th Street, $35 for the 2 days, Friday and Saturday. And out of the $35, he took 10%, $350, so we were making a big. But we were glad to get it, because at that time Charlie and I was starving to death too. The first week we played it, we were Colson Atkins. Next week we played it, we were John and Joe. The next week we played it, we were Brown and McGraw. But it was a gig, and $35 was $35, you know. Paid your $3 room rent and so forth. Soft shoe that was probably the slowest soft shoe that ever existed. No, the musicians couldn't believe it. Nobody could believe it. But it turned out it was a one-chord soft shoe to the tune of Taking a Chance on Love, which Ethel Waters inspired us to use this song, because she used to come to our rehearsals and watch it.
this one particular date, we had a little three-piece orchestra, and we were playing on the bill with a very, very strong musical. The musical was Bandwagon, with Fred Astaire and Sid Caesar, I think. And the picture was in color. It was such a fabulous movie. And after the picture went off, we came on stage with this little three-piece orchestra. I think the drummer was about 84 years old. And, oh, we were just absolutely horrible. After the audience had sat through this magnificent musical movie, then to sit and watch us tap dance into a little...
Always said, you ought to play the notes as written, play them as you feel. You can stick to the basics such as the melody, but you can improvise off of that. And dancing is similar because you have to feel it to really execute. And rhythm is what it's all about. You got to have rhythm.
I see. Mr. Chuck Green. Woo! My God, good.
Well, we made it out here. See, because Chuckles and I had gotten established from people remembered us from being Buck and Bubbles act, and then we got out of the act and went for ourselves and developed a name similar, Chuck and Chuckles, that's similar to Buck and Bubbles, you see. And so we made it pretty good. We got up to stardom, and then Chuckles, he meet this beautiful girl named Alice. And he fell in love, and he married, and he wanted to be with her for about 2 years. So we had an agreement. He said, well, we'll lay off for 2 years, Jane. We have you going and be happy, you see. And so that's what happened, see. Woo! Take your train, take your train. Right.
Keep on dancing, and we're going to have to make a decent living out of it so we can support our family and we continue dancing. Now, it will get back on the top as soon as the people over in America here get a chance to see what a beautiful art that they've been missing for so long by not having it on television and in the movies. Yeah.
pleasure to walk up and down Broadway, but now it's a hazard. It's like an obstacle course. Everybody's trying to hand you cards to go into porno joints. And it was a daily thing to come downtown when the subway fare was a nickel. You come downtown and you hustle around. You go to all of the different offices every day trying to get gigs. Oh, I think I'd have made it big in film. I think I would have had the same opportunity as Anna Stair or Gene Kelly or Lee Dixon or any of the guys at that period. Opportunities just didn't afford themselves, you know. But I think I would have had I been white. I don't know. I may not have even been a dancer if I'd been white. You know. But I think if I had been even the caliber of dancer that I became, I think I would have had an excellent opportunity of really being a star in the business. Because I sing fairly well and I move good, and so I think that would have been the case. I think I really would have had a chance to make it big, but well, it's conjecture, right?
Was there great segregation between whites and blacks?
Oh yeah. Great. The opportunities weren't there. The only one that really made it was Bill Robinson as a dancer. Of course, Buck and Bubbles made it because Buck and Bubbles were a musical comedy act. They worked with Ziegfeld Follies. But they didn't even reach the peak that they should have, you know, because there was no consistency to the work. Whereas you saw a white performer could go from one gig to another, one picture to another. It just didn't happen with blacks. They had to have a particular situation for blacks.
Does that anger you?
To a certain extent, yes. You know, it was something that I learned to live with, because you have to learn to live with a lot of things that you're not happy with. And I learned to live with it, but it was a situation that existed. So you just let it alone, you know.
But it didn't change your outlook on life.
No. Never. I think the only time I ever showed any bitterness, I spent my last money to go in Lower State to see a little white dancer named Johnny Downs. And he was so bad, I stood up and booed him. That's the only time I really showed any bitterness. You know, and look at this turkey, and he's a big-time star. You know. But that's the way it goes. Never really changed anything.
Are you still ambitious?
No. To make a living, yes. Great heights, no.
Is Honey Coles happy?
Honey Coles is happy, yes. Satisfied. Let's put it that way. Living a good life. That's about it. Okay? All right. See you. Send a check to my house. Yeah. Okay, take care now. Bye-bye.
Come on, Julie Tucker.